Hey everybody, this is Bradley Bennett with Semantic Mastery. It looks like I'm flying solo for the time being. Oh, well, here comes Marco. All right, cool. So we got a couple of you coming on. Marco, if you don't mind, we're already broadcasting. If you guys, somebody could take timestamps, please.
Yep, I will.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, we're already broadcasting. So, all right, guys. Sorry we're a couple minutes late. Hump Day Hangouts ran a little bit longer today than we planned, but without further ado, let me get right into the presentation. We've got a lot to cover once again, as usual. So, can you see my screen okay, guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so, excuse me, Masterclass, Local Case Study Week 8 Review. We're going to cover this and then briefly, and then we're going to basically start a new slide presentation covering the affiliate, okay, because that's how it'll make it easier for me to edit when I cut these videos out to create a separate training product out of them. So it's just going to be a lot easier that way. So just going forward for the next couple weeks, that's what we're going to do, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go over the Week 8 review for the local case study, guys, maps and organic rankings, additional links, expense report, and then what's coming for next week. So we'll cover that one by one. I want to run through these guys so we can get in the affiliate stuff as quickly as possible. If you have any questions about any of this, though, let me know. We're getting closer, to being able to start prospecting. Again, I don't like to rush any of these guys because then you can piss all that work away. It's better off to just take it a little bit slower, and so I'm okay with being patient. Like I know some of you guys are hurting more for money, so you want it now, and I get that. So that's why you go after monetizing the videos, because you can rank those very, very quickly and monetize those. Even if it's for, like I said many, many times, guys, I don't, I know people charge $500 to rent videos out. I know that. I typically don't. It depends on the competition level. It depends on the keyword phrases. It's not typically my price point. I'm usually on the lower end with videos alone because I like to use those as a lead into other services such as building websites or ranking websites, doing the local maps, or doing an overall strategy that I charge them $1,500 a month for. Does that make sense? So just so you know, if you're looking to monetize quickly, then building a site and ranking and maps and everything isn't the way to go. You want to go with videos first, but you can do this as you're building up your income from videos, and then you can make quite a bit of money from these. Does that make, if that's clear? So anyways, that said, I want to take my time so that I don't rush this and end up tanking the site. And so in the meantime, let me shut these down and get the notes that I had ready for you guys. If you can drop these, Adam, I'm sorry, I'm so used to saying that. Hernan, if you can drop these.
Sure.
Go. This is going to be to open up and take a look at the maps ranking report. This is the Bright Local report that I white label. So let me go back over here. We'll take a look at it. Okay, so you can see that we're doing better, than we were last week, which is good. It's a good sign. We've got, several of our videos are ranking. Almost all of our videos are ranking on page 1 of Google. In fact, you'll notice, because I did last Wednesday, as a matter of fact, while we were in Hump Day Hangouts last Wednesday, I had Hangout Millionaire running and publishing the remodeling videos for Haymarket. And so it's been a week, and some of those are, in fact, this is wrong. For some reason, Bright Local, maybe it's the IPs they were using, and it could vary depending on which IPs where you're doing the searching, but they're showing up in here as on page like 2. But I in fact searched most of those manually today, and they're just about every one of them is on page 1 of Google, every one of the videos. So, like I said, I did some additional stuff for Haymarket because I wanted to start generating some traffic for that. It just makes the site more valuable, right? So I did some videos last week, which again, if you search on your own, you'll probably see a lot of these are on page 1. I'm not sure why Bright Local is off on this, but it's not perfect, guys. Rank trackers aren't perfect either. But you can see that the local listings, if they're in the maps, in the organic column, which is this column here, you're going to see the letter in which position they're at next to it. And so we're doing well. We're doing, C, C, C. That's position 3 in maps, right? For 3 of the major keywords: bathroom, kitchen, and home remodeling, okay? So we still got a little bit of work to do. The organic rankings, we come back over here. I'll drop the link if you guys want to see the actual screenshot. We're doing better. It's still a work in progress, but if we take a look at the slideshow, you'll see I don't have the individual showing the graph rankings for each because I just didn't think it was necessary to go through that right now and spend that much time going through each keyword individually. But you can see that I've had we're trending up. This one took a little bit of a hit, but that's okay. It's just it's a typical dance. I'm not surprised. This one took a dip, dropped 10, but they're pretty much the other keywords are still creeping up. I'm still comfortable with that, so I'm not worried about it. Citation tracker, I do want to show that. Remember, this is a brand new site, and the only citations that I had built, other than a couple citations from like the social media properties that I set up or that my VA set up, the Loganix citation, or that local package that I bought from Loganix, which I shared with you guys. It was $219. By the way, I'm really impressed with their service. So I think they're
really
great.
They're great. I've been using it for quite a while now, and they're great.
Yeah, I think they are. The level of communication and the level of detail that they send you is it's unmatched. I haven't seen that anywhere else. So I think they're really good. Guys, this is the citation tracker report, and you can see that it's showing 44 citations, which is great for it being a new site. Is 44. And Newswire, that's one. YouTube's got a couple citations from YouTube. We got some other ones in here that like a Weebly site. I actually built a Weebly site for this. I haven't used it for SEO purposes yet, but here's a Facebook citation. There's a LinkedIn citation. There's a couple of them. If you sort by citation value, you'll see right here that Yelp, Manta, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, so YouTube. Guys, all of those are really, really good. I've got my no-follow attribute highlighter on. That's why they're showing no follows. But these are all great to have, and so I'm actually surprised 44 citations. It's actually showing, 44. 44 citations I think is pretty good. I don't really want to build any new citations yet, because again, the site is still new enough to where it's still dancing. I'm just going to give it some more time, maybe build some additional links to the citations themselves. Okay? I don't want to push it. The reason why I'm saying that is because if we look at the other competitors in the Maps ranking, if we were to come over and take a look at some of the other competitors that are ranking in Maps above me, you're going to see that they don't have like 200 citations. So there's no reason for me to go out and build that many. They might have 30, 40, 50 citations, and I'm already close to that point. So my point is I don't want to overdo it. I want to just go. I want to do the bare minimum to rank, and then once I'm ranked, that way I have lots of room for additional stuff at a later date. That makes sense. Okay. So there you go. The additional links. I did purchase 16 SAPE links that I'm pointing to the press release and to the Google Plus local page. So I think I've got it split up 8 and 8. I have not done SAPE links direct to a Google Plus page before, so this is a bit of a test. But I do have, I'm pointing 8 SAPE links to the press release that I did on Newswire, because the Newswire's press release has the microdata, like I showed last week, the structured data. Also, let's see if I can find it real quick. It's probably not going to show me the citation anyways. Yeah, it might. Yeah, it will actually. The Newswire press release that I did had the structured data in it, and it also has a do follow link in the actual PR body itself. So it's a contextual link right here. So it's the one that says Gainesville.va.localhomepros.net. It's a naked URL, but it is a do follow link. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm building 8 SAPE links to this press release. Okay, with various keyword phrases, mostly brand phrases. But there's a couple like remodeling contractor in Gainesville, Virginia, a long tail. Then there's like Gainesville Home Pros. Then I've actually got, I think, a couple URL anchors just coming in to point to it. So what I'm trying to do is push juice through this link right here to the website itself. Plus, it's going to push through on all these iframes here, right? So it's gonna benefit everything overall. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you want to take a look at this press release, you're more than welcome to. Here, I'll drop this for you, Hernan. Last thing is the blog. I told you guys over the last couple of weeks I've been training a new VA. Well, she actually has been a writer for me for about 3 years now, or at least 2.5 years. But she just did like standard articles. She didn't do curating. And I actually just gave her an account on the Curation Mastery course and told her to go through that training, and she's going to be using the Gainesville Home Pro site as her testing ground for curating articles for the first time. And so she's actually in training. She just gave me the green light over the weekend, in fact this last weekend, that she was ready to start curating articles. So I set up a blog page, and I did a very poor training video for her. Well, I did a training video on a very poor example of a curated article. This is a very poor example, guys, but it was because I did it live real time for her, and I just wanted her to get an idea of the concept. But this is just a curated article that I threw together that I don't recommend doing. If you guys want to learn more about curation, if you're a Mastermind member, you already have it. But if you're not, then you can go to curation.semanticmastery.com, and you can buy our course on curating, which is the best way to produce content, in my opinion, for either money sites or for PBN sites or for link building. Curated content is the best way to go about it. This is not a good example of what a curated post should look like, however. This was just an example to get it done very quickly. That said, she is going to be using this Gainesville Home Pro site to actually learn how to curate and to help to build links up. And the reason I say that is because if we go back to the and she hasn't done it yet. In fact, I expected her to have at least 1 or 2 posts done by now. So I just followed up with her with an email today asking her why that hasn't. No, you know, if she had any questions. I didn't ask her why haven't you done it yet. That's not how I talk to my VAs unless they deserve to be talked to like that. But anyways, so between now and next week, I expect to have at least 2 or 3 posts done by her that will probably need edited. I'll critique them and all that sort of stuff, but that's just the nature of the game with training virtual assistants. That said, if you take a look, like for example, the kitchen remodeling Gainesville, VA, that's got right now it's in position 27. It's doing some dancing. So kitchen remodeling would actually be a great and in fact, that's how if you take a look at this URL, guys, the URL structure of this post, you'll see that this was a post that I put into that subcategory of kitchen. So, and it was just retro kitchen design is back. Again, poor example, but the point is here's my link up to that page. If I click that, what's it do? It takes me up to the page. So that's within my silo structure. Okay, so what she's going to be doing is posting 2 or 3 posts for each one of these categories. So she'll do another 2 or 3 posts that fall within kitchen or the subcategories within kitchen remodeling, then a couple for bathroom, a couple for basement. I told her to hold off on countertops for now because that's kind of like a secondary thing. I'm not really worried about that at the moment. All right, so that's going to build internal links that will actually, if we hit the back button, there will be internal contextual links that will syndicate across the IFTTT networks, right, that will be building links back up to the money pages. And that's something that I typically do for all sites. I should have had it probably started a little bit sooner for this site. But again, I'm training a new VA, and she's going to be using this as her testing ground, so I have to be a little bit more patient. All right. So that's pretty much it. What I'm going to do, the expense report, the only difference here, guys, was the SAPE links. I bought 16 of them. I bought them in a bulk package. I've shared that package before. I use a service for bulk SAPE links. And I just bought a large package from them, again, to split across multiple web properties that I'm working on. And so it worked out to be about 68 cents per link per month. And so it's about $10.88 per month that I'm going to be paying to build links, to have 16 links pointed towards the Newswire press release and also the Google Plus post, the Google Plus page. That said, in this right here, the citation tracker report, I could go through here and select a few of them that have do follow links, and I could set up, looks like, so this one might have already been, I'm curious what happened to that. That's all right. Sometimes it will pull, sometimes, this isn't perfect either, guys. Nothing's ever perfect, but like, for example, Hot Frog, which I think is a no follow. Yeah, it's a no follow. This wouldn't be the best one, but anyways, my point is you can go through and find which ones are do follow links, and then build additional links to that citation. And that's a great target for SAPE links, guys, because you can squeeze a lot of juice in through those do follow links back to your money site, but it's being buffered by a business directory site. So like you can see, Hot Frog is a no follow. I wouldn't use this one. I'd still build links to this Hot Frog thing, but I wouldn't waste SAPE links on it. I'd use spam stuff like FCS and GSA, that sort of thing. Okay. All right, so that said, that was the only difference in expenses. For next week, SendWire. We were just talking about SendWire and Hump Day Hangouts a little bit. I'm going to do some additional pushing for videos that need additional pushing, which aren't a whole lot, but I could do like another blast for embed purposes. For example, like on some of the kitchen remodeling keywords. So like, or I'm sorry, the Gainesville remodeling keywords. Most of those videos are ranking well. If we go back and take a look, what the hell is this thing saying? Oh, I don't care about that. All right, so if we come over here and look, I think most of those keywords are ranking well. Let's see, remodeling Gainesville VA, it's saying it's in position 11. So like that's the broadest of terms, and if that is at the top of page 2, then with a little bit of pushing, maybe a SendWire embed campaign, I could probably push it to page 1. And my guess is it is on page 1. Yeah. See, I don't know why Bright Local is showing this today. Like it showed, it's off. I'm not sure why it was off today, but it is, because you can see that we're in position number 5. This is that video right
Maybe
there.
haven't updated yet.
Yeah. What?
I don't know how often they do it, but probably they would do it like once a day or once every 2 days.
Yeah, but I reran the report. But maybe they were coming in through another data center that's not updated, a Google data center. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, point is anything that within those videos, any one of those videos that need a push, the Haymarket videos I just did last week. So, again, like I mentioned last week, guys, most of the time I just allow the videos about 30 days before I start doing a bunch of additional stuff. I set up crowd search campaigns for the Haywire videos today, or I'm sorry, the Haymarket videos today. So between now and next week, they're going to start receiving steady traffic, about one to 2 views per day, and that should push them up. I shouldn't have to do anything else because that's a lower competition area, and you can see that for the Gainesville videos, I'm ranking on page 1 for just about every one of them, but I want to get them up to the top, right? So that's why I'm talking about pushing with like doing maybe a SendWire campaign for each one of these. And when I do SendWire, guys, I blast them out to, like I'll do like 240 backlinks and embeds per blast or per campaign. That makes sense, because I usually use about six profiles for 6 profiles that have roughly 20 properties per profile, so that's 120. But then it'll go out. I'll do that like I'll usually do like 2 blasts per video using a different group, because I have groups set up with 6 profiles. If that, I don't know if that's clear, but that's how I do it. Each profile has about 20 properties, and I set up groups of 6 profiles at a time. So it gives me about 120 backlinks and embeds, and/or embeds per group. And I usually do it whenever I do a video blast. I usually hit it with about 2 from different group sets, if that makes sense. So that I'm getting, diversity. So, anyways, blog posts. This is what I was talking about with the blogging for internal linking and IFTTT links. That's what hopefully Esther will be posting between now and next week, at least 2 or 3 posts, so that we can start getting that internal juice going, flowing, because the IFTTT network syndications will be pushing juice back into our blog posts, and our blog posts will be pushing juice to our pages. So right now our site doesn't have a lot of internal juice flowing through it, right? Because it's just a mono silo. But once we start getting the blog posts going out, that should really improve. That's just a really effective strategy, guys, and it's not something that has been implemented to this point. Again, I wish I could have implemented that a little bit earlier, because I typically do, but I'm using this site for her as a testing ground, so just got to be a little bit more patient. So you guys will follow this over the next couple weeks with me as well.
Yeah, and to reiterate on what you're saying, Bradley, one of the best things to do when you have when you come across a stubborn page is to build some backlinks, even further if you have your IFTTT hooked up. It's to build some blog posts, some topically related blog posts, and link to that page that you want to rank.
That's right.
So internal link juice is almost as important, and I would say a 50-50, like as important as external link juice. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, guys, even without an IFTTT network to syndicate your blog posts, you can take it. You can make a stuck page that just won't rank. You can, if you put enough supporting articles and you do the interlinking properly, most of the time you can push that page to rank, to have an improve in rankings just from doing internal links, even without the syndication networks. Okay, the syndication networks just make it more powerful, make it work faster. It's more efficient. Okay, so internal linking, in my opinion, is that's something that. In fact, I probably, again, under normal circumstances, that would have been done before the external linking, other than citations and press releases. That would have been done before any external linking, link building would have taken place. Okay, because that's something that I typically will do right off the bat, is have 2 or 3 posts. But remember, we ranked well in maps for this one right off the bat, and so I was like, you know what, I might not have to blog post on this. Well, I should have known better. I was trying to take a shortcut. And that's what happens when you take shortcuts, and it ends up slowing the whole process down. But not a big deal. I think probably within the next 2 weeks or so, we're going to be prospecting, guys, and we'll follow up with that. Like I said, I'll probably dedicate a whole week to the prospecting once I get started on that to show you guys the emails that are going out, the traffic that's coming back, conversations that I'm having, that sort of thing. All right, so we should have this monetized within the next 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. That said, guys, masterclass. This is week 20. But I'm sorry. Yeah, this is actually week 20, by the way, for masterclass, guys. That's 5 months now in a row. That's pretty damn good. Okay. Let's see. Affiliate case study. This is week 2. We're going to go over the week 1 review. Guys, please jump in. By the way, was there any questions on the other stuff? Or can we just wait to the end?
Yeah, maybe that would be the best way to.
Yeah, because I don't want to screw up this presentation now.
Okay,
so the guys, I'll answer any questions that I missed at the end. We'll take a few minutes to answer them, so just bear with us. Questions for the affiliate case study are welcome as we cover this, guys. Just have one of you interrupt me if needed. We're going to talk about the keyword research. I know that was specifically requested last week by one of our attendees, so we're going to go into that in a little bit in depth today. The product selection. I selected a couple of products and have ideas for further products to promote. So we'll talk about that. Traffic research. I spent a lot of time actually in traffic research this week, which is kind of backwards, because I don't have the properties set up yet. I mean, I started setting them up this week, and I'm going to share with you guys what I have done thus far. But I did a lot in traffic research because I wanted to be sure that I was going to have a traffic source to tap into before spending a lot of time on the setup, if that makes sense. I just wanted to make sure. So I spent a lot of time doing that this week. I probably spent about at least 6 hours on this week, which is quite a chunk of time considering all the other stuff that I got going on. So I'm actually really excited to work on this, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll go over next week, what's coming up for next week, and then we'll go into Q&A. Okay, so week 1 review. I installed WordPress. I got the framework up, guys. It's just a bare installation right now. If you look, it's just flat out WordPress. It's growth.training. It's just growth.training. That's right. I want to always put .com at the end, but you'll see that it is just the 2015 theme on here. I haven't set anything up on it yet. It's just the actual domain itself, growth.training. Okay, so if you guys want to take a look at it, you're more than welcome to. There's just nothing there yet. Keyword, hold on, we'll get to that in just a moment and put this on my clipboard. Okay, the logo was purchased. I actually got the logo back already, which was really cool. The social media graphics were ordered today. They should be back tomorrow because I purchased the rush order on the gig. It was through Fiverr. There's a particular Fiverr provider I always use for my social media graphics. And so I bought the upgrade for, to have it done in 24 hours because I ordered my IFTTT networks from my team, and they will have that to me done by Friday. And so I want to make sure that they have the graphics and the social media graphics and the logo so that they can complete the networks without me having to go back in and edit the properties to add the graphics. So I'm going to deliver those tomorrow. The IFTTT network was a full 2-tier network to start with. Because this is affiliate stuff, I'm probably going to end up stacking multiple networks onto this channel. Again, guys, I'm going to give you full disclosure on everything that I'm doing. But to start off with, it's just going to be one full 2-tier network, but I'm probably going to end up putting 3, 4, or 5 full 2-tier networks on it. So I'll have anywhere between 12 to 20 rings attached to that YouTube channel. By the way, just so you understand, this is going to be a YouTube-driven affiliate project. Okay, I do have a website, thegrowth.training, which is where I'm going to drive traffic to this website, but my traffic strategy is going to be primarily YouTube. So my IFTTT networks and everything will be attached to that channel, and I will be doing a lot of video SEO and paid video ads using YouTube, AdWords for YouTube. And then I probably will end up this time, I know I've said it before in the mastermind a couple of times, I will probably actually take on trying to set up some Facebook ads with Hernan's help to drive some traffic from Facebook too. I've never set up a Facebook ad in my life. It's Hernan's department, but I know that it's about time that I learn it, and I think this will be a good project to do that with Hernan's help.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm throwing you under the bus, buddy. No, I think so.
No
in fact, I was doing a little bit of research, and there's a lot of interest in the personal development niche on Facebook. There's a lot of traffic there, is my point, and so I don't want to overlook that. Okay. Also, I purchased a PLR product for content. It's just like what I did in the mastermind. For those of you that are there, for the keyword research funnel that I set up, I purchased PLR content as a placeholder. In other words, so that I can have the site indexed while I work on creating my own content for the site, because that's what takes a lot of time for me, is creating the content, and I will. In fact, when we go over the product selection here, guys, in just a moment, when we review the product selection, you'll understand why I would rather create my own content. The way I look at it is, I think I can produce better content than I can purchase most of the time, and because it's going to be me trying to sell the products through I want my own voice to come through, my own experience to come through, and so I will end up probably producing all the content on my site myself. But in the meantime, I need a placeholder, and I want the site to be indexed, and I want to start driving traffic to it. So I purchased a PLR product. I don't have it available. You guys will see the content next week, because I'll have a lot of the content up next week. So I can't really share that with you today, because it's all still in the members area where I purchased it. I just haven't unloaded it yet. So, but essentially, it was a self-development, or personal development type of PLR. It's probably going to be like most PLR products. It's probably going to be pretty junk, pretty much garbage. But it will at least be a placeholder, give me a starting point. Okay. Remember, research. I spent a lot of time researching this week. That's what I said. I probably spent about 6 hours this week on just setting up a couple things, and then the rest of the time was on research. So, all right. Keyword research, guys. I'm going to drop this for you to share. Hernan, that is the keyword research workbook. A lot of you guys, I know I had been asked specifically last week if I was going to share what I do for keyword research. So you guys can take a look. This is just a copy of my keyword research workbook, so you guys are more than welcome to do whatever you want with this. You won't be able to edit it. This is a read-only. But you can see, and we'll walk through this very quickly. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but this is where I start, guys, and you can see the tabs at the bottom of the workbook. This is where I start, guys, with all my keyword research. I start with Google Trends. So the tab labeled here is Trends, and this is just kind of a way that I set up my keyword research initially. Is I'll start with my main keyword, and then I will look in Google Trends at my suggested phrases and related phrases, both the top related phrases plus the breakout or the rising terms, the rising related phrases, and I'll start to copy and paste or type them, because it's tough to copy and paste out of Google Trends. It drives me nuts. But anyways, I'll start developing a seed set of keywords from Google Trends. And I've talked about this before. If you guys want to know my exact strategy for keyword research and you want to go in depth, go to the keyword research funnel that I set up, sign up, and then you can go through my keyword research training that I have on that. And that's at keywordsuggest.co. It's free, guys. You don't have to pay anything for it. I'm going to drop this keywordsuggest.co, and then I've got a full video training tutorials plus some emails that I hand wrote myself as a follow-up sequence on how I do keyword research. Okay, so you guys can get in-depth training on that. Just go sign up for it there at keywordsuggest.co. It's free. All right, but just to show you very quickly, the trends. I start in trends. I start developing a seed set of keywords. I only copy and paste those that are relevant, not the ones that aren't relevant. And so you can see the way that these columns work out here is that personal development was my top main keyword, and it provided supporting keywords, and then from there I drilled into each one of those supporting keywords more, and if there was additional keywords and this is all done just within trends, if there was additional keywords that would support that seed keyword phrase, then they would go over into the column next to it, and that's why it says supporting. So for example, personal development plan, that was revealed to me by searching for personal development in trends. Then I would go back and enter personal development plan as the trends seed keyword, and from there it uncovered development plan template, professional development plan, and personal development goals. Those three came back as supporting keywords, so they go over into this column. Okay, and you'll see that some of them don't return supporting keywords. A lot of the times it's because it'll say not enough data to display or whatever, and that's because we've drilled down too deep, we've gotten too specific, and that's fine. We just move on to the next keyword. Okay, so you can see, for example, personal growth was another related keyword to personal development, and then when I drilled into personal growth individually, it came out with personal growth quotes, personal growth development, growth and development, personal growth plan, You guys see that? These were the supporting keywords. So the same thing goes over here. Main, this is my second main keyword, was leadership development. These are the supporting keywords that it returned. Okay. Another one was personal leadership. These are the supporting keywords that it showed me or displayed. Okay. Last one was personal improvement, and in personal improvement plan, self-improvement. Very limited, but there's still a couple there. Those can all be drilled down to in further using Google Suggest scrapers like keywordsuggest.co. There's a couple other ones. In fact, it was either Wayne or Chris Greenhow. I think it was Chris Greenhow, who's one of our mastermind members, a very active mastermind member, and he posted another tool similar to Keyword Suggest that I think works on Mac in the mastermind. If we can find that link, maybe we can post that for you guys. But it does something very similar to what Keyword Suggest does. I'm partial to Keyword Suggest, but again, there are other alternatives. That said, I had also looked at another keyword phrase that kept coming up. It was called professional development. In fact, you can see I have one over here. It still came up a couple times, but I actually deleted a lot of that out of here because in drilling further into professional development, I found out that professional development really is a keyword that deals with educators, like teachers. It's a term that is used for their ongoing education as teachers. And so although there are some professional development keyword phrases that fall into the personal development niche, they're few and far between. It's a lot more to do with the teacher stuff, so it was worth, in my opinion, just omitting so that I wasn't getting the wrong kind of traffic. If that makes sense. When I start optimizing and ranking for stuff, I don't want teachers coming in that are looking for continuing education to come into my success funnel because they won't convert, so why bother? So instead, I just decided to go ahead and omit that altogether. If you guys are clear on that. All right, so from that, by the way, guys, like I said, interrupt me if you need to, if there's any questions. Is there any questions, Hernan?
No, not yet for keyword research. No, yeah, but they are mostly for links and the links you were talking before, so.
All right, we'll cover that at the end.
Research. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so guys, then what I do after I go through trends, I go into and I use Power Suggest Pro. Again, probably my favorite keyword tool of all time, and I just drop my main seed keyword in there. So, for example, personal development, and look what it did. These, by the way, these are YouTube keywords only. Okay, so in other words, let me open up Power Suggest Pro, and I'll just show you what I mean. It'll take a second to load. But I took my seed sets from my main. If you look at trends, you'll see that I took several of my main keywords here and then just drop those in as these are, if you look, this is the tab at the bottom called niche keywords. Then I have an affiliate product keywords tab and a YouTube channels, and I'm going to go through each one of these. I'm going to try to run through them, guys, but my point is that I took my seed personal development, I dropped it in, and I selected only YouTube. So in Power Suggest Pro, you have the ability to scrape Google Suggest, YouTube Suggest, Yahoo, Amazon, eBay, and Bing. Well, I only care about YouTube stuff because I told you guys my main traffic strategy is going to be within YouTube, both organic SEO and paid traffic. Okay? And I will utilize some Facebook too, but my main strategy, what I'm going to be working on mainly, is just YouTube stuff. So that said, I selected YouTube only, and if you look, I'll also go ahead and just show you personal development. Okay, and I'll click search, and look how quickly it starts spitting out keywords. You see that? That's why I love this tool. And look how long tail some of these are. I'm just going to go ahead and stop it because I've already got it done. But look how long tail some of these are. It's ridiculous. Like personal development audiobooks, that could be one. This one is really long tail, which I think is funny because it's a suggest phrase, which means somebody starts typing in personal development leadership and it spits out this real long tail phrase. Like, if you couldn't rank a video for that with like no work at all, you're doing something wrong. You know? I mean, look at that. It's like 6 words or 6 or 7 words long. It's ridiculous. But personal development plan presentation, personal development seminar, personal development training, personal development videos. All of these are longer tail terms that I could use for both an SEO campaign and also for a paid advertising campaign, because these are suggested phrases. So what happens when somebody clicks on one of these? What happens when somebody goes to YouTube? They start typing in personal development. They see one of these suggested phrases that fits what they're looking for. They click on the phrase, and now I can have an ad that shows up, or both have an ad that shows up for one of the keyword phrases because I did keyword targeting in Google and AdWords for video, and I can also have an organic video ranked for that, right? So now I'm taking up at least 2 spots. Plus, somebody clicks on the videos, and those that have in-stream ads, which are those pre-roll video ads, I'm going to have pre-roll ads because of my keyword targeting, right? That will show up in front of them, which will encourage them to go to my growth.training site to click through and opt in for a lead magnet, or as Hernan says, cheese. And by the way, last week you weren't here, Hernan, when I said Hernan, or Hernan always calls it cheese, the lead magnet, and I giggle every time you say it. So if someone said, tell Hernan to say cheese, so say it, Hernan.
Cheese.
It sounds funnier when he says it in context. So you'll hear it. Trust me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, at some point, if you're doing a Facebook funnel, then you'll need a good cheese.
You'll hear Hernan say cheese in content, and it's funny. It always makes me giggle. And anyways, so and you can see that for personal development, this is what I came back with. It's pretty good. There's like 70 some keywords there, about 75 keywords for personal growth. This is what it spit out, guys. If I had done Google too, this number would be a lot bigger, like the amount of keywords. But again, I'm not targeting Google here. It could be a byproduct. That could be like a unintended consequence of me ranking in YouTube is to also rank in Google. And if that's the case, then maybe I'll do another suggest campaign targeting Google keywords and see if I can find some other opportunities. But for right now, that would be overkill. It would just give me more data to sort through that I don't need to. Okay? So you can see personal growth, this return that, personal goals. You know, a lot of these are great terms, like stuff that I would have never thought about, like personal goals meaning. So I could do a brief video talking about, you know, what is the meaning of setting personal goals and why it's important to be successful, why setting personal goals is important to becoming successful, right? You know, something like that I could talk about very, very briefly, but create a video that could rank, that I could also use for pre-roll, you know, for ads and things like that. If you guys get it. All right, so leadership development, personal leadership, personal improvement, that was another term that came up. So those are the keywords that I drilled into. Now, guys, remember, these are just industry keywords or niche keywords. So these are very, very broad. The nice thing about affiliate stuff is you can get down to product level keywords, which are even easier to rank for usually. Okay? Because remember, these are very broad. These are like informational type keywords for the most part, where people are trying to understand what something is, not necessarily ready to purchase. So these are great for targeting for you know, to get people into a funnel. This is like the first step of the funnel, is getting them, you know, answering what their query is, giving them something of value that answers where their question is, that then they can be introduced to your funnel and possibly opt in to get the cheese or the lead magnet, whatever that is. And I've got an idea for that already, and I'll share that in just a moment. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're anywhere near buying anything yet. Okay, so this is like the very, very broadest, most the first step in the buying cycle. Okay.
And it's interesting what you said earlier on of the content, you know, because you will like present to those people as, you know, with the ad or whatever you're doing and with the cheese, but then the content will decide the report that you have with these people, you know,
right.
And that will trigger the sale. And that's another step on the funnel. You will need them to meet you first, and then give you the click, and then give you their email, and then give you their credit card or whatever. So it's a step by step.
Especially after you build rapport with them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing, and that's why I said to start off with PLR stuff on the site. That's just a placeholder, and so that I can start generating traffic to something. But as soon as I get time to, I want to replace, and that's so it's a priority, but to replace the content with my own voice so that people can really truly know who they're buying from, right? I want my voice to be coming through in both the review, you know, the product reviews, or for my own motivational tips, you know, and success tips, which I'm going to share some of my own. You know, I plan on making this a pretty good project, guys, like, because I'm really actually interested in this stuff. You know, like, I mean, I feel like I can contribute a little bit to it, but I also have a lot of respect for some of the products that I've used over the years to help me get to where I am, you know, and I'm continually learning too, you know, so this is something that I have a passion for, so I think it'll be easy for me to produce content. It'll be time consuming, yes, but it won't be difficult for me to produce content because I think I have a pretty good understanding of the niche, and I think that's important. So anyways, For the affiliate product keywords, let's see, am I missing anything in my notes? Okay, no. Let's talk about this. I chose two different products to start off with. Okay, so we're going to look at the product keywords here in a minute, but that goes hand in hand with my product selection. Okay, so I want to go over this slide first, and then we'll go back and look at the keywords, and I'll share a couple things with you. So Brian Tracy, he is a motivational speaker, success coach, that sort of thing. He's been around for many, many years. He's still around today. He's produced a ton of content. He's got a ton of courses for sale on briantracy.com or whatever his website is. I think it's briantracy.com.
Yeah, he's a big name.
Yeah, he's a big name. And so he's well known. He's got the name recognition. He's got a lot of good products. I've bought a lot of his products over the years. I've got products from his that were still on cassette tapes. If you guys remember cassette tapes, those of you that are younger might not even know what the hell I'm talking about. But I have Brian Tracy products on cassette tapes from 15 years ago that I used to listen to. All right, now I've got stuff. I've still got stuff on CDs, a lot of them, and now you can buy them in MP3 format, right? But my point is that I signed up for the affiliate program through Commission Junction, and I'm going to share that link with you in just a second. But it only pays 20% commission. But once I get $2,500 in sales, then I can become a direct affiliate for Brian Tracy, and it pays a higher commission, I think as much as 40%. I'd have to look back at the affiliate page. But then you get like special promotions that you can offer and all kinds of stuff. Like they help you with your email copy and everything else. So it's not a huge commission, but it's okay because the products are well known. And when you go to Brian Tracy's site, so for example, let me just, first of all, I'm going to drop these 3 links. Hernan, if you can put these on the events page, we'll go through a couple of them. I'm not going to walk through the affiliate page, guys, because you can look at that on your own. That's the first link that Hernan's dropping. But what I will do is we'll go take a look at his products because I want you guys to see this. He's got a great marketing. Every one of his products are funnels. Okay, and he's got a really, really good funnel system set up. Like this is highly optimized. All his stuff is highly optimized. So all I need to do is get them to click from my site with my affiliate link to his site, and they're already cookied. And anything that they purchase from that point forward, over the life of that cookie, I'm going to get credit for. So the fact that he's got a really, really good sales funnel and sales funnels in place for his own products means I don't have to do most of the heavy lifting. Right. All I have to do is get them onto his site, and then he takes it from there, and I get commissions for any products that they purchase.
Yeah, and these guys are heavily investing in optimizing and tracking and everything. So every piece of content that's here, it's heavily optimized.
So it's not like I'm selling the product direct on my website. So, all I'm trying to do is get the click to his website. However, I'm going to be purchasing products from him. In fact, I bought one today. I bought the one that I bought was, and I'll just open this up in another tab instead of searching for it. And I'll tell you what my goals are going forward with his products. But I've got a couple of them that are older that I could see. Okay, so here's the example. This is a book that he wrote called Eat That Frog. It's an older book, but they did a second publishing of it, a second edition of it, I think about 2 years ago now. And it's about stopping procrastination and how to get more done by eliminating procrastination. Instead of putting things off, you just fucking do them. Pardon my language. But that's really what it comes down to. It's 21 steps on how to stop being lazy and getting stuff done. And it's a valuable book. And I bought it as an audiobook, which is the MP3s, right? So I spent $22 on it today, and I had it, and I downloaded so that I can listen to it in the car over the next couple of days whenever I'm out driving around. And then I can do a real bona fide review of the product on my blog, right? So that's going to be how I get people to click through. Is I'm not going to sell it myself. I'm just going to say, hey, listen, I listened to this audiobook. These are the main points that I took from it that I've been able to apply that have made a difference in my life. And that's it. That's really all I have to do. And I can do a video blog post just highlight the bullet points in text underneath, or I can have them transcribed, and then that's the audio. I mean I can put the transcription underneath the video on the blog, and all I got to do is drive traffic to my blog page, and there will be a Eat That Frog Here link underneath the video that somebody can click, or a button that somebody can click, and it will take them over to this sales funnel. And this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. This is actually a sales page, but there's actually several sales funnels that you can send them to, which are squeeze pages as well. So my point is that I can send people to this very quickly. Let's see, that's the actual sign up. Let me get into the I want to share this with you guys. I don't want to take too much time on this, but let's see affiliate networks. Where there it is. I'll show you some of the links because it's really cool to see some of these funnels that he has set up for these products. And in fact, that's all I could do is set it up to a funnel, because even if somebody's not ready to purchase when they land on this page, which hopefully I did a good enough job pre-selling, but I don't really have to worry about it that much, because once they've landed on this site, especially if they opt in, he'll do the follow-up sequence, right? I'm going to have my own follow-up sequence on my blog, but it's going to be in my words. It's going to be my voice that I'm talking about stuff. But if they opt into Brian Tracy's funnel, which most likely people will, then Brian Tracy will do the follow-up, and I've already cookied their browser. I'm probably going to get credit for the sale as long as they purchase within the next 120 days or whatever the cookie length is. Does that make sense? So it's very, very powerful. So if we come over here and we'll take a look at links, I just set up a Commission Junction account for this. Let's remember, guys, I haven't done a lot of affiliate stuff, but like, for example, let's see if this is one of them. I'm going to copy this link address. This is one of his bigger products, The Psychology of Selling. I'm not going to be promoting a bunch of sales products because it's not. I don't do a lot of selling myself. That one's a dead link. Let's find another one. Let's see, Eat That Frog. Here's one. And this one's weird how it redirects to an actual time management thing. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not going to spend a lot of time. This is a time manager. This is probably another product that I'm going to promote because I actually did take that. I was looking for one that goes to a funnel. Let's see if this is one. Just give me 1 second. I've got to go through some of these links and categorize them. I have not done it yet, so just bear with me. All right, well, this is to an auto webinar. You know?
That's lead pages.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it looks like it. But
so this is to an auto webinar. So claim my spot now, and what's it do? It takes it to an opt-in page. And now they opt in, and what happens? He follows up with his own email sequence that's been, I guarantee you, highly optimized. And I'll still get the credit for whatever he sells at the end of the auto webinar. Does that make sense, guys? So hopefully, I'm sure you guys get that. I don't need to spend a lot of time on that. But here's banners, guys. Here's a bunch of banners. Like I said, I can copy the banner and then embed it on my site and then actually change the destination URL, which which I probably would end up doing some sort of click tracking anyways, that sort of thing. So, and I've got to go categorize through some of these. My goal with the Brian Tracy products is to hit that $2,500 mark as quickly as possible so that I can go into their direct affiliate campaigns system instead of going through Commission Junction. Okay. They also have another one, Share a Sale. I think it was. This was the sign-up page. That's not what I wanted to look at, but anyways, they have another affiliate sign up called through Share a Sale Network, and I might sign up for that too, just to see if I like one better than the other, because again, I'm not really familiar with either one of them, but the other one is called Share a Sale here, and so I could actually probably sign up for both just to see if I like one affiliate program better than the other. But my goal obviously is to go with the Brian Tracy International internal affiliate program, but I need 2,500 sales to do it, or $2,500 in sales, which I'm pretty sure I can do fairly quickly, hopefully. All right, that said, let's keep moving. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. The product was Eat That Frog. That's, again, an audiobook. And the reason I want to start with that, guys, is just because it was a low entry point. It's only a $20 product. Okay? It's only a $20 product. I don't know where the link is now, but don't worry about it. It's $21. It's a low entry point. Once I establish my site a little bit more, I can start promoting the higher ticket items. And once I've built a rapport with my email list, right? So that's what I want. My main goal right now is to get people into my email list. So, and that's by building trust, providing good content, and that sort of thing, and having a good cheese, which we're going to talk about in a second. Okay, and I already have in mind what I'm going to do with that. I actually started writing notes out for that today, and then I can push them through my follow-up series, plus through review posts on my blog about some of these products and how they've helped me to build my business, my SEO business for that matter. I could be honest about who I am and what I'm doing. There's no reason for me to hide it, right? And then so like self-confidence, what are some of the main things that entrepreneurs, people that are looking to build a new business, any kind of business, doesn't matter what kind of business, what are 3 of the things that they have their biggest hurdles? Well, number 1 is having the self-confidence to think that they can do it, because most people doubt themselves. You guys all that are here are entrepreneurs. You guys have at least balls enough to know that you want to start a business. Some of you probably already have successful businesses, but for most people, they don't think that they have the ability to do it. And this is not I'm not going to get into personal development preaching to you guys. I'm just saying this is something why self-confidence, any products that he has on building self-confidence is important for those trying to start a new business, because they need to reassure themselves that they have what it takes to start a business. And a lot of times family members, you guys know this, I'm sure, will tell you, oh, you're crazy, you need to go get a job, that stuff doesn't work, and they're all full of shit. It's just because they don't have the the wherewithal to do it. So that's a good product to promote, and I can talk about this because I've started several businesses in my life, and so I've heard it all from family and friends about why I shouldn't start my businesses, and I'm laughing now. You know what I mean? I'm the one laughing now, and so while they're all going to their stupid jobs every day, you know what I'm saying? So this is important, and I can talk about that with knowledge and experience. So I think that would be a good product for me to promote, and he's got a couple of them. Higher ticket stuff too. Goal setting. I think a lot of businesses fail because of goal setting. They don't set goals properly, and that if you don't have goals, you don't really know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, how do you get there? Is my point. And so goal setting, I think, is important, and that's something I've struggled with in my businesses, but I've learned over the years that that's important, and he's got goal setting products. So I can talk about that with knowledge and experience. Lastly, time management. Time management is incredibly important. That is one of the biggest, and I hear this from our students in Semantic Mastery all the time about how I just don't have the time to do this and I don't have the time to do that. Most of the reason is because you guys are doing everything yourself instead of building a team and outsourcing a lot of your work. But the other part of it is because of poor time management skills. I'm not picking on anybody here. I've got poor time management skills too, but I've learned to do certain things over the years and through programs like what Brian Tracy sells that help me to modify my time management in such a way that I can get more stuff done. And so that's another product I can talk about. And then obviously Eat That Frog, which is the low $21 entry point about not stopping or eliminating procrastination. Because a lot of people say, oh, you know what, I know I got to do this, 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 and this, but instead I'm going to sit on the couch and watch TV and drink a beer tonight. Well, that's that kind of stuff. So I think all of those products there would be great. This would be a great low entry point. Then I can build step 1. Self-confidence, step 2, goal setting, step 3, time management, and I can talk about these with my own personal experiences and really build trust and rapport and then promote these products. So that's my goal with Brian Tracy.
Bradley.
Go ahead.
Here we have a question saying, where is the best place to get PLR for the cheese?
Well, the PLR, I'm using PLR for seed content on the website only. Because the cheese I'm going to develop on my own, and we're going to talk about that in the next slide. But I have my own idea for cheese, like for the cheese, the lead magnet, that I'm going to do myself, which is going to be a video and a PDF, a companion PDF. And I'll talk about that. Now, guys, you have to just search for PLR products for whatever your niche is, and most of them are going to be garbage, I can tell you that. So a lot of the times I just use them, like I said, as a placeholder, as something to give me ideas on what to produce myself, or hire a writer to write content for you that has experience in that field, which it can cost you a lot of money to hire good writers for good content. That's why I recommend that you do something, guys, for this kind of stuff, I recommend that you have a passion for it and a knowledge for it, because then you can produce your own content. And you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense. But I can produce content for all of these myself, talking about how I struggled with these in my lifetime, in my career, and yet I found mentors to provide me with, you know what I'm saying? Like I can talk about my life experiences very easily, and it's not difficult for me to produce that content because it's real. I don't have to craft it. I just have to put it down on a paper, if that makes sense, or into video format. But just do searches for Google. Just go to Google and type in, when in doubt, go to Google and type in, for example, I could say, I would put it in quotes, but I would say personal development, and I would do PLR in quotes at first, but then I might pull PLR out as a separate, so it would be personal development in quotes and in PLR. I'd play with a couple different searches to try to find them. But like I said, a lot of the times you're going to find garbage, guys. And just so you know that, you just got to be aware it's going to be most of the stuff you find is junk. So like here's selfimprovementmillionaires.me PLR. Just go look at it real quick. So here we go. Here's some stuff that you could purchase, or you might have to give an email for it. But my point is, guys, just do some Google searches. Go through some of it. Try to find some of it. It's usually pretty cheap, but it's usually garbage too, just so you know. It's just a placeholder. All right, lastly, we'll talk very quickly about Grant Cardone on this, and then we're going to keep moving. I dropped the links, Hernan. Grant Cardone is another mentor that actually Hernan introduced me to. about a year, maybe a year and a half ago now. It's been some time. And he does mostly like sales training stuff, but he's got a couple kick you in your ass motivational stuff programs.
Oh yeah.
And I liked his style instantly. He probably puts off, like, he probably polarizes his audience. Like, probably half the people who listen to him hate him, and half the people who listen to him love him. He's one of those guys. He's in your face. He's rough. He talks direct, and but you know that I respond well to that kind of stuff. And he has a direct affiliate program, and it pays 25% commission. And what's funny is on his affiliate page it says 20%. But I signed up, and he has an internal affiliate program, and I signed up, and through the application process, because they have an affiliate manager contact you and stuff, they told me it was 25%. And then once I do, I can't remember what the threshold is, like $3,000 in sales or something like that, they bump you up to 30% commission. So, anyways, there's a particular product that I fell in love with that Hernan turned me on to a while back. It's called the 10X rule. And if you share those links with them, they can see them.
Yep.
But the 10X rule was an audiobook that I purchased. Hernan and I actually purchased it, and we shared it. And it was like game changing for me. Probably, like I said, close to a year and a half ago, maybe just a year ago. But I know a lot has changed in my business since I started applying the 10X rules. Which, if we scroll down, here's the 10X rule stuff here, guys. So like the MP3s alone are just $20. It's not a lot of money, but I can talk about how this, like, I listened to this thing at least 5 times in a row over the course of a month, the whole thing, and just started applying the principles, and now I live by this, like the 10X rule. No shit. And that's part of the reason why we're able to accomplish as much as we do, or I'm able to accomplish as much as I do, because I actually apply this stuff. You know what I mean? And so this is something that I'm passionate about, that I would love to share my experiences with this, and so I think I would do well at promoting this. And then there's a couple other ones, like this one up here, that has 100 Ways to Stay Motivated. These are like 4-minute audio clips that you listen to every day for 100 days that kick you in your ass to tell you to, stop being a wuss, just do what you need to do to be successful.
Stop being a pussy, yeah.
Yeah, stop being a pussy. I was trying to clean it up a little bit, but yeah, basically that's what he says. Like, stop being a pussy. Just get out there and make your life happen. Don't let it happen. Make it happen. And that's what this kind of stuff is, like the 100 Ways to Stay Motivated. This kind of stuff, man, is music to my ears, guys. This is what it takes sometimes to be an entrepreneur. Is to have somebody encouraging you, right? So this is like another product. That's something that I have on the list, 100 Ways to Stay Motivated, as one of my next steps. Okay, so those are the 2 products, guys. We're going to need to jump back. We've actually run out of time, but we're going to cover really quickly, go back to the keyword research slide. Then we'll go over the cheese, and then I'll answer a couple questions. So if you guys can stay about 15 more minutes or not, is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
I know we
got.
got.
That's okay with me.
Okay, I know we're supposed to be holding 2, but I need to get through some of this. All right. So by the way, guys, the products, Brian Tracy products. Here are a list of his product titles that was actually given to me from within the Commission Junction affiliate agreement. So I have a list of his Brian Tracy products here, okay? And then I just took Brian Tracy's name, and I put just Brian Tracy into Power Suggest. And I put Brian Tracy, I switched it to YouTube, and clicked search. And what it did is it spit out all this stuff here, which I've got. I'm just going to go ahead and hit stop. But this gave me the list of all of the keywords that, or YouTube suggests keywords around Brian Tracy. So, I mean, guys, think like Brian Tracy, business success made simple. That's a really long tail, a very specific keyword phrase. I could probably rank for organic without a lot of work. I possibly even outrank Brian Tracy's own channel for this stuff. There's a good chance I could outrank that. Okay, so my point is that there's a lot of keywords here that we can use. Now, according to the affiliate agreement, I'm not supposed to use Brian Tracy in any of my marketing, his name, because it's trademarked. So I've got to be creative about how I use it. So like I can't use it in the ad copy or the titles, but I can put it in the body of the content and rank for it that way, and in the tags and that sort of stuff. And we'll get into all that as I start producing content for traffic production. We'll get into all that kind of stuff. But my point is, here's another one, guys. Look, Brian Tracy expounds on the unbreakable laws of self-confidence. Holy shit, that's a keyword phrase. That's insane, because that's something that it's showing up and suggests. It means there's clicks on it. So that's something that we can rank for and drive traffic. Plus, what else, guys? These are all keyword phrases that I can use in YouTube ads. So at any time somebody clicks on any one of these phrases, my ad shows up either as an in-stream ad or on the sidebar, or in search ad, which they call as an in display or in view ad, right? So all of those were all of the above. I could show up in all locations, right? So that's it for Brian Tracy. Grant Cardone, same thing. I got Grant Cardone keywords here, but then we could actually take it a step further, and we could put some of these like into suggest and drill down on each one of these keyword or these product phrases and see what other phrases we come back with. I didn't get that far into it yet, but I will as we move forward, and I'll cover that again. Okay. All right. Next slide. The traffic research, guys. And let's see. Okay, we're going to talk about the traffic research really quickly. We'll talk more about this next week because we've run out of time. But for the traffic research, guys, I found some YouTube channels. I spent a lot of time in the traffic research part of this finding YouTube channels for some of the best and most popular personal development gurus and those that have YouTube channels. And I collected their YouTube channel URLs here because they're going to be used in my targeting for paid ads. And a lot of my targeting is going to be done based on channels, and we'll get into that more later. I can't go into it today how I'm going to be using channels for targeting, but there's a lot of good information here, and you'll see that some of these guys like have just an insane amount of traffic on these. So there is certainly a desire, there's a demand for this kind of stuff, and I'm going to capitalize on the traffic of these channels and siphon some of that traffic into my own funnel. That's my point, and we'll get into that later. But I spent a lot of time. Believe it or not, this probably took me about an hour and a half just to find these. But these are really good channels for the kind of stuff that we're promoting. YouTube channels, guru keywords, which I just showed you, like Brian Tracy, Grant Cardone. I can get into more of those later. I'm not going to get into more drilling down on guru keywords yet because I'm only planning on starting off with those two products, the 10X Rule and Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, right? Those two, I'm going to start off with their low-ticket items, but it's a good starting point. From there, I will expound on probably other products through Brian Tracy and Grant Cardone, and then from there, I can expand into like Tony Robbins, which is high-ticket coaching money, like high-ticket coaching money. There's Tony Robbins and like a lot of others, okay? So the product keywords, we went through that already. Eat That Frog, monetize videos, in-stream ads. Okay, I did want to show this to you because I found this to be really interesting. I know we're out of time, man. I'm really trying to rush through this, but I want you guys to see this. Oh, shit. I don't want to log in. Let me go over to Chrome. You guys should see this because I found this really, really interesting as far as, like, for Eat That Frog, if I put in that term, Eat That Frog, you're going to see that Brian Tracy is actually number 2 in organic. So, by the way, what I'm talking about, guys, with in-view ads, those are these ads, these two right here. Guys, I can target that exact match keyword to where my ad shows up here. So I can get an ad here, right? What's funny is the book that I just bought today for $21, the same one that I'm going to be promoting, is actually the whole audiobook's put right here. I don't know how he gets away without being, without Brian Tracy copyright infringement and telling him, doing a takedown request on it, because the whole audiobook's right here, guys. You can listen to it, and I could have just ripped the audio off of that, but so I wanted to purchase it because I'm going to be selling these products in it anyway, so I just went ahead and purchased it. But my point is that this video is outranking Brian Tracy's own channel right here, so I know I can outrank it too. I know it's got a shit ton of views, and it was only 3 weeks ago if you looked that it was uploaded, but I bet you I can outrank it, and I'm going to try. But my point is, what's interesting is not only can I get my ads to show up here, but check this out. Even on Brian Tracy's own video, watch what happens when I click on it. See that, guys? There's a freaking in-stream ad. So I can get my own ad to show up on Brian Tracy's video. Does that make sense?
Nice.
So, for his own product and get, encourage people to click through to my funnel to where I can, explain about my own experiences with Eat That Frog or whatever. My point is I know that his video is monetized for in-stream ads. So now I can get an ad to show up in the search page right here. I can probably get an organic video to show up. Then if somebody clicks on it, I can get an in-stream ad to show up here, and then I can get an ad to possibly show up over here. Does that make sense? And here's an in-display ad. These are the big ads from in-display. And look, it's Tony Robbins. Why? Because I'm cookied from looking at all this stuff. So I'm getting retargeted by Tony Robbins right now. And by the way, I'll be setting up retargeting campaigns through YouTube. It's called remarketing in YouTube. But I'll be setting all that up too. So anyways, So I just want to show that YouTube search in view ads. I showed you that Brian Tracy's in-stream ad. So that's kind of my traffic strategy. I'm going to be developing that further over the next couple weeks, guys. You guys will be briefed on all of it. So next week, guys, begin customizing the WordPress site. I'm going to start adding some initial content, probably the PLR content just for seed stuff. As I can get time, I'm going to start developing my own content. Like I said, true, like from the heart, this is how this kind of stuff has affected me in my business, and I think that's going to build a lot of rapport. And the graphics will be added by next week because I'm getting those back hopefully tomorrow. So by next week, I plan on having some graphics added to the website. The IFTTT network should be done by then. That's connected and all branded as growth training. Create the lead magnet to cheese. So my cheese, guys, is I'm going to be talking about how to increase your productivity instantly. Like get shit done or get stuff done is going to be the title. How to increase productivity instantly or overnight, or as what I'll say, something like that is going to be my title. And it's going to be a very specific strategy I shared with you guys that are masterclass members. Many weeks ago, I talked about one of my strategies for keeping focused and getting stuff done, and you guys we'll talk about more about it next week. But it's just a strategy that I have been using for a long time now that helps me to stay focused and to get stuff accomplished at a much higher level than before I started using it. And I'm going to basically put all of that down into a simple process in a PDF and a video, me describing it and how it works, and that's going to be my lead magnet or my cheese. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be enticing people to opt in for is that. Then the review products to promote, that's going to be for next week. I got the Eat That Frog audiobook, so I'll listen to that between now and next week so I can start to develop my own reviews of those products. The 10X rule I've listened to a dozen times now, probably not a dozen, but half a dozen. So I might pull that, dust it off out of my MP3 player and listen to it again as well and do a product review on the 10X rule as well. Guys, by the way, I highly recommend you pick up a couple of these things. They're dirt cheap and they're totally worth it. And then also outline for my email follow-up sequence. I take forever to write email follow-ups. It's just a real pain in the ass for me to do it. It's not that it's hard, it's just time-consuming. So I'll probably be doing those a little bit at a time, like write one email at a time every, maybe once every few days, because I really want to have a nice follow-up sequence. I think more money is made in the email follow-ups than there is in the front end, for sure.
Yep.
Okay, that's it. Let me take some questions. I know we got a couple, and guys, I really want to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. Okay. So I'm sorry this went a little bit long, but what do we got?
So we got a couple. Well, we have some from Florian, but these were addressed on the Hump Day Hangout, so no problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's go straight right into questions. Just a second. Okay. So Daryl is asking, can you share that save service again? The save service that you were using?
Yeah. Let me just address one thing because I need to make this real clear, guys. Follow-up questions from Hump Day Hangouts don't belong in Masterclass, and I'm not picking on you, Shannon. I just want you guys to understand that Hump Day Hangouts is for general questions. When we take questions inside the Masterclass, it needs to be specific to the day's training, because otherwise it just dilutes the training. And if you're in if you're in the Mastermind, you can ask these questions inside the Mastermind. There's no problem with that, but you need to make sure that your questions pertain to the training from today, or else they're not going to get answered. And again, I'm not picking on you, Shannon or Florian. I just want you guys to know that ahead of time, because otherwise it slows us down. And we're not going to get to them anyways. They have to pertain to what we're talking about. So, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Daryl was asking if you could share the save service that you're using again.
Okay, yeah. SEOlutions.biz. I'll type it up here and then just drop it at the top. SEOlutions.biz. Why is this not showing up as a favorite? Okay, yeah, SEOlutions.biz, guys. These are who I use, and right now they've got a deal where they'll give you an extra 25% of the links of whatever package. So, like, I just bought a $350 a month package or $345 a month package yesterday or the day before. I use them a lot it's for bulk site links, though, guys. If you're just trying to get a handful of them, it's not the service you want. You want to do something else.
Yep. Okay? Then MMMM says, are the saved links that much
Keith
better?
Goodwin.
Yeah, that's Keith Goodwin. But anyways, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Are the saved links that much better than using your own PBN, for example?
They're much more powerful, I guarantee you, than your PBNs, unless you've got some really high-powered PBNs. Yeah. I don't recommend. Yeah, I don't recommend running them directly to your money site. I mean, I've got a couple of the campaigns that I set up for that big order that I put in the other day that are running directly to a money site, but you got to be real careful if you're doing that, and just know that if you see any negative results, you need to contact SEOlutions.biz or whoever your safe link provider is, and remove those links or redirect them to somewhere else. Because but yeah, you can get a massive amount of trust flow injection from safe links. It's insane. So, but be careful with them. Use them at your own risk, guys. You have to be aware of that. Or anything that we talk about in SEO that's not incredibly white hat, use at your own risk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Valerie asks, on your blog, is that in a subfolder in the website, or is that set within the main website?
Well, what you saw today at growth.training, that's direct on the root domain, which I always talk about. I don't do for any type of site that I'm going to SEO. I do not put on the root domain. I always put it in a subdomain, always. But in this particular case, I'm not going to be relying on SEO of my website for traffic. I'm going to be driving traffic through other means, so I don't care about that. And what I might end up doing going forward, depending on how big of an authority, how far I want to take this, is I might end up using subdomains based on different either sub-niches of personal development, like success training, business training. So it would be like success.growth.training or business.growth.training, or even possibly guru or product level subdomains such as briantracy.growth.training. or grantcardone.growth.training. So I'm just leaving myself open right now for multiple ways to build this site out into an authority site. And since I'm planning on just using that really as an opt-in page to begin with, and a blog, which will be product reviews, I'm going to leave it on the root domain for now. Does that make sense?
Okay. Jason Johnson asks, Bradley, are you tracking PADA for the subs as you build this? How does it look in terms of rising power? How does it look, sorry?
Well, again, since my goal with this particular site is not necessarily going to be SEO for the website itself, it's going to be SEO of the videos and driving traffic through video itself. I'm not really worried about tracking PA and DA. If at some point I decide to add SEO of on the website or posts, at least SEOing posts of the website, which it could be, guys. Remember, I have an outline of what I'd like to do right now, but that doesn't mean it's not going to change. It most likely will. It's going to be modified. So if I would be tracking any of it, then it's typically, Jason, all I do is I just have, the Moz bar on my browser, and that tells me what my PA and DA is for each one of the pages or subdomains or whatever. But again, SEO is not, for the SEO of the website, it's not going to be my main traffic strategy, so I really don't care at this point. However, that may change. Okay?
Darrell asks, would you build saved links to an Alexa profile page?
You're damn well right you could. Not only that, but remember, you can get a do follow link. In fact, if you have a $9 a month or $9.99 or whatever subscription, you can get 3 do follow links from your Alexa profile page, and you can hammer that with safe links because it's you absolutely can.
Yeah. Then Larry asked, could you explain a little more about how you would go about spamming the citations directly for your business? What URL would you use and how would you spam it? Like the anchor text in the article and Spoon keywords in the anchor text. What kind of spamming approach?
Yeah, I would use mainly URL anchors and broad match keywords, not exact match.
Yeah.
Because they're tier 2 links. It wouldn't make sense to use brand keywords there. Well, actually, you could get away with using brands to citations because you're linking to a business directory page where you're mentioning the brand anyways.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go with like Dallas Plumber. I might go with plumber, or plumbers, or plumbing contractor, plumbing repair, water heater repair, stuff like that. Then naked URLs. And then you could do like if it's Joe's Plumbing, you could go with, in this case, you could do like Joe's Plumbing. I wouldn't spam it to death like with like pure spam. Especially if it's a do follow link, I would still use like FCS networker links or something with the higher DA properties first, and then juice those up with GSA. Yeah. That makes sense.
What I'm seeing is pretty much a 95% of generics and URLs for citations that is, and 5% broad match or long tail keywords. So it's really spread out. David is asking a question about rings. David, I know that you are in the mastermind, So you should be asking that over there. We can answer it over there because
Well,
it's
to
not
answer
entirely
your question,
related.
it's three
Yeah.
tier 2 rings, David. It's WordPress,
Right.
Blogger, and Tumblr.
Okay. There you go.
We don't blog is so buggy. We don't put a ring around blog.com because blog.com is down half the time, so it's not worth it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think we answered Steve already. And that's pretty much it. You have to have money. Valerie saying you have to have money to hire outsource. More people are in Catch-22 and going into the next step. Okay. So yeah, we're done. That's pretty much it.
Cool.
Questions.
Yep, guys, remember you're running a real business here, and running a real business requires an investment of time and or money. And so the catch-22, if you don't have if the money is, you need to invest the time. And my point is as soon as you can start generating revenue, then you start reinvesting the revenue into building your business so that you can get your time back or spend that valuable asset of time on the higher level, more important stuff that's going to produce more results for you. And building IFTTT networks is not what any of you should be doing. I understand if you're just getting started. I get that. I totally get that. But all I'm saying is get out there, take some action, go run a few videos out that you can rank for long tail keywords. Even if it's $50 a month, guys, if you can go out and find 10 long tail terms and rent for $50 a month to clients each, that's $500 a month in income that now you could reinvest back into your business to hire a VA at $125 a week to start building additional networks for you that now you can sell to clients for $800 at a pop that you can outsource to us, or your VAs can outsource. And my point is you got to look at it building blocks, guys. If you have to start off up front with your own investment of time because you don't have the money, so be it. But do the things that you can do to monetize the quickest.
Yep.
So that you can start reinvesting that money into buying tools and help and additional training or whatever else it is you need to build your business. One step at a time, guys. That's what it is. So.
It's the 80-20 principle, where you will invest 80% of your income and 20% you would save it or you spend it on yourself or whatever, and the 20% of your actions will deliver you the 80% of your results. So have that in mind.
Right.
Yep.
Thanks, Hernan. Thanks, Marco, for being here, guys. Hope everybody got a lot out today. We'll see you all next week.
All right.
Bye-bye, guys.